Oh. Her brother?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just listening to Dennis music right now. It doesn't let you leave a message. Nobody picks up the phone.
Okay.
I call back.
Okay, thanks. Thanks for looking into it.
Yeah, 2 double backers. Yeah.
2 of them with 2? Dang. Oh, with 2 people?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Sorry about that.
Oh, wow.
You need a list?
Nope, but you gave me one.
I gave you one?
Yep,
Okay.
5, 6, 7, and 8 in there. Well, all males?
Yes, they're males.
Alright, let me go see if we can get going here. Busy.
I need to order me some tea or something.
Hmm?
I'm about to order me some tea or something.
You think?
Some tea if I lose someone.
Girl.
For real.
I'm not yet.
Yeah, I see it in the rolls on my back.
That's why I want that DB machine, because I'm like, these like, let me see. I put everything, when last November was the end of the day, I got about $40.
I think that's true.
Going on.
It's because I had it in my
Oh, okay, okay.
Is there another list for the House Council? Or can I get a copy?
Yeah, yeah. That's a couple of them.
She said, I'm down. Okay, okay. He's like, oh, hell no. Hell no. They go on the stand right here, see? That's it. You ain't never seen that?
No. Oh, yes, I have, yes, I have.
That's right. And then this is for your stomach.
You okay, Larry?
Oh, my God.
Girl, that thing good.
She texted me a minute ago and said she was done.
Every day, you know, I'm
Okay.
trying to go to 200, I want to do it 100 days.
You got one of those things? You got one of those?
Yeah, I got one of these.
Wow. What is it called? I bet that you get worn out quick, don't you? Yeah. Nice. Nice. Cool. That's nice to find something that works and that you don't mind doing. That doesn't look like it's too hard on your bones or nothing, or your joints. That's cool. Good afternoon, DDC. I told you.
I don't know how to do it. I don't want to come out past somebody else doing it.
No, all right.
Do you know any that are retained?
No, ma'am.
And then you want me to tell you the ones that have been interviewed?
Yeah, but we'll tell him as soon as he comes up to the camera.
I'm sorry?
We can tell the officer if we can just wait and then he can grab. DDC, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Can we tell you, I believe a list, the final should be sent. We have 13 on the final. Certain people have been interviewed already. Do you know those people, or do you want me to tell you who, or how do you want to operate?
You can tell us who you have, Your Honor, and we can go from there.
Thank you, appreciate it. So go ahead.
Clayton, Lynch,
That's number 5. No, wait, 5 and 7.
number 8, Brown, and number 9, Humphrey.
5, 7, 8, and 9 have already been interviewed. So if you could bring those gentlemen first, and then they're on camera too. They'll keep interviewing, and then we can just bring them out as we get them ready.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir.
State your full name, sir. Louis Clayton.
Good afternoon, Mr. Clayton. Mr. Clayton, you're here for case number 200-59843, People State of Michigan versus Louis Venice Clayton, identified in the complaint as defendant 1. Counsel.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Justice Sharma, on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Clayton, my client waives formal reading, understands his constitutional rights, and stands mute.
Thank you. The court waived formal reading and are not guilty, Mr. Clayton. The court's scheduling 2 court dates, sir, that you must attend them both. Probable cause conference, Thursday, September the 3rd. You have a right to a preliminary examination the following Thursday, September 10th. Both 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of Judge Giles. Both will be heard via Zoom, Mr. Clayton, which is an off-site streaming technology. You'll get information on how to connect, but that's your responsibility to connect on time. Not guilty entered as the bond.
Your Honor, my client is 38 years old, lives in Detroit his whole life, no prior assault charges. He's unemployed and lives in a shelter, the Salvation Army shelter. He's been in the 11th grade and he does take medication for high blood pressure. Given the pandemic as well, we're respectfully asking the court to consider personal bond.
Thank you. Are you still at that shelter, Mr. Clayton?
Yes, sir.
Do you know if Mr. Smith is still at that place?
No, sir.
He is. Thank you. Mr. Clayton, these are very serious allegations, sir, and they're assaultive allegations. The court takes consideration in your ties to the community, lack of employment status, as counsel stated, as relates to ability to post bond, as well as the current epidemic facing the nation, lack of criminal convictions or cases history. And concerning are these very serious assaultive allegations, as well as the information alleged in the investigator's report. Mr. Clayton, during this bond, sir, you are not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
And absolutely no contact with Eugene Smith. No contact means no contact of any kind. No contact
sir.
orally, no contact orally, in writing, through a third person, at their place of residency, employment, or through any forms of social media. Absolutely no contact with Mr. Smith. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Given the serious nature of these allegations, the information provided by counsel as well as the investigation report, bond on this matter will be set in the amount $10,000, 10%. No contact with Mr. Smith, Mr. Clayton. Good luck, sir.
Yes, sir.
And no weapons.
Your Honor, what was the next court date?
He has the 2 court dates, September 3rd, probable cause, September 10th, preliminary examination. You're welcome.
Lloyd Lynch.
Good morning, Mr. Lynch. One moment. Oh,
I'll pass it back up to you.
okay. I have all the other guys' stuff in there. So, Mr. Lynch, are you a junior, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Lynch, Jr., here for case number 200-59846, People State of Michigan versus Floyd Anthony Lynch, Jr. Counsel.
Your Honor, Judge Bouchard, on behalf of the client, Mr. Lynch, my client waives formal reading, understands his constitutional rights and standing.
Court will wait formal reading on our plea of not guilty. Mr. Lynch, Jr., the court is scheduling a probable cause conference, sir, that you must attend September the 16th, which is a Wednesday, 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of Judge King. That hearing, Mr. Lynch, Jr., will be held via Zoom. That's an off-site streaming technology. Before you're released, you'll get information on how to connect for that hearing, but that's your responsibility. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Not guilty is entered as to bond.
Your Honor, my client is 24 years old, lives in Detroit his whole life, lives with his girlfriend and two-week-old daughter. He is self-employed and works for 4S. He finished from college, great community ties, family ties, this is not a false charge or serious. I'm respectfully asking for a personal bond.
Thank you. Mr. Lynch, Jr., you have a 2-week-old daughter?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
Okay, congratulations, Mr. Lynch. I hope that works out well for you and your family. Mr. Lynch, you have way more important places and responsibilities than being locked up. You need to be with your family and supporting your young child. Mr. Lynch, Jr., the reason I stress that is very important. You follow the court's orders. Make sure and show up to court, and during this bond, you're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapons. If you fail to comply, Mr. Lynch, Jr., the reason I say this is you're likely to get locked up just for not listening. So it's important that you listen to the court. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Lynch, Jr., court takes consideration your information provided by counsel. Thank you. Your ties to the community, lack of criminal convictions or capious history, current epidemic facing the nation, as well as employment status as relates to ability to post bond. No weapons during this bond, Mr. Lynch, Jr., and for those reasons, bond will be set $7,500 personal bond. You're being released on a personal bond, Mr. Lynch, Jr. Good luck, sir. I hope all works out well for you.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. There's another one on here too. Good afternoon. Your name, please.
Elijah Brown.
Thank you. Is that one? Of course, it's that one. Good afternoon, Mr. Brown. Thank you. You're here for case number 200-59846, People State of Michigan versus Elijah Rashard Brown, identified in the complaint as defendant 2. Counsel?
Judge Bouchard, on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Brown, my client waives formal reading, understands his constitutional rights and stands guilty.
Thank you. Counsel? Court will waive formal reading on her plea of not guilty. Mr. Brown, the court scheduling a probable cause conference, sir, you must attend September the 16th, which is Wednesday, 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of Judge King. Mr. Brown, that hearing will be held via Zoom. That's an off-site streaming technology. You'll get information on how to connect for that court hearing before you're released, but that's your responsibility to connect on time. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Not guilty is entered as to bond.
My client is 25 years old, lives in Detroit his whole life. He lives with his mom. He has no priors. He is self-employed and works with his uncle. He's a high school grad. Great community ties and family ties, non-assaultive charge, and respectfully asking for a personal bond.
Thank you. Mr. Brown, these are very serious felony allegations. The court considers the positive advocacy provided by your counsel, current epidemic facing the nation, lack of criminal convictions or capious history. These are very serious allegations, but they are non-assaultive. Very serious allegation, but it's non-assaultive. Mr. Brown, during this bond, you are not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon. Understood?
Yes.
And the court is going to release you on a $7,500 personal bond. You don't have to post any money, Mr. Brown. You're going to be released. You have to listen to the court so you don't get locked up for not listening. Does that make sense? Good luck, sir.
State your full name, sir. Senator Humphrey.
Good afternoon, Mr. Humphrey. Here for case number 20059-845, People State of Michigan versus Isaiah Thomas. Humphrey, counsel.
Judge Kachab, on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Humphrey, my client waives formal reading, understanding the constitutional rights, and stands guilty.
Thank you. Court will waive formal reading and her plea of not guilty. Mr. Humphrey, the court is scheduling a probable cause conference, sir, that you must attend on Wednesday, September the 16th. 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of Judge Giles. That hearing, Mr. Humphrey, will be heard via Zoom, which is an off-site streaming technology. You'll get information on how to connect for that hearing before you're released, but that's your responsibility to connect on time. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Not guilty is entered. As to the bond.
Your Honor, my client is 22 years old, lives in Detroit his whole life. He has no priors. He lives with his girlfriend. He's a high school grad. He's employed at Mass Seniority Produce. This is a non-assaultive charge, although serious. I'm respectfully asking the court for a personal watch.
Thank you. Are you still employed at the produce place, Mr. Humphreys?
Well, not at the moment, sir. I'm getting unemployment because we're closed.
Okay. Well, I hope that picks back up for you and everything works out with your employment. Mr. Humphreys, this is a very serious felony allegation, sir. Court takes into consideration the lack of capious history of criminal convictions, the current epidemic facing the nation, the information provided by your counsel, as well as the alleged investigator's report. What happened? During this bond, Mr. Humphreys, you are not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Given the information placed on the record, serious nature of this allegation, bond will be set $7,500 personal bond. Good luck, Mr. Humphreys. You'll be released on a personal bond. I hope it works out for you, sir.
Thank you.
Hey, Judge, I have one question.
Yes, what's the question? Sorry.
You said when I go to court on the 16th, you said I gotta download an app called Zoom or something.
That's exactly right, and thanks for paying attention. Mr. Humphreys, there's an app on Zoom, or you could go onto a computer. But regardless, you're going to get that information on how to connect. It's similar to the system that we're using today. And so it's going to be an off-site technology. Before you're released, the officers will give you information on how to connect for that hearing. But Mr. Humphreys, don't wait until the last minute to figure that out. Maybe do some test runs prior to. Because if you do not show up to that hearing, or if you're late, there's a possibility that you'll get a warrant for your arrest and locked back up just for not showing up to court. So it's very important that you attend that hearing on time. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Good luck, Mr. Humphreys.
Thank you.
Welcome. Yep. What was that Kim was? I'm sorry. Was it adding onto the list? Thank you.
Council, would you see if we have some phone numbers, please? Thank you.
Yeah. They're added on a file, officers, Dion Hunter. And if you need a date of birth or something, I can give it to you. 1202, Dion Hunter. And I believe we're ready.
Daniel
What's your
Reed
name,
is
sir?
appearing on Daniel Reed for. Good morning, good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. We'll have to pull them. One moment, sir. They're grabbing your individual. You're on Dion Hunter, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, give us a minute, counsel. And you have some more people? Who you got, counsel? Yep.
And number 11.
11. And officers, we're as well ready on number 4, Harmon, and number 11, Reed Black.
And number 10 if they have.
And number 10 as well, David Hardwick. And counsel, you're fine, sir. You're good, and take your time because this was an add-on last minute. You're looking sharp, no worries here. So just yes, sir. Just give us a moment. They're prepping the file.
I want to be respectful to the court.
I appreciate that, and you always are. So I appreciate that, Mr. Reed. Claudia, do we know where Lobster's at? Okay. Hello, Officer Love. I said I apologize and I feel bad and I'm sorry. Did I not?
He apologized. He apologized. I apologize.
And counsel, while we're waiting, can I get your P number, please?
30965.
Thank you, sir.
We did fax the appearance though.
Thank you. I imagine you did. It's not in the file yet, so just so we can put it in the system properly, go ahead and get that taken care of.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, Claudia. Let's say Judge Archer on it. You got that other date, right? Hold on a second, 16. Oh, that's the one I need anyway. This one. Was that an out date too? What date does that one have on it?
949.
Okay, you don't just toss those then.
Okay.
This one's good. You never expected me to see that one, did you? Good morning. Good afternoon, sir.
Good morning. Afternoon.
Your name, please.
Seneca Darrell Herman.
Seneca Harmon. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. And officer, did you get the add-on for Dion Hunter for the attorney that's present?
Yeah, we still looking for him.
Okay, thank you, appreciate it. Mr. Counsel Reed, they're still looking for your defendant. As soon as they bring him, we'll take care of that matter.
Thank you. I'm on zone. But yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. And thank you, officers, I appreciate that. And this is on Mr. Harmon, counsel. This is case number 200595599, People State of Michigan versus Seneca Harmon.
Jessica Sharp on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Harmon, my client reads formal reading understands his constitutional rights and stands committed.
Court will waive formal reading under a plea of not guilty. We'll get to the court date in a moment as to bond.
Your Honor, I'm respectfully ask the court for a personal bond, knows the seriousness of these charges and the importance and consequences of not appearing to the next court date. And he is disabled due to an accident that he was in, so he is unemployed. I'm asking again respectfully for personal bond.
Thank you.
Your Honor, may I approach just for a second?
Yes.
Your Honor, and I apologize to the court that I don't have more information about my client. Unfortunately, that's the only information I have. It was a little bit difficult to interview Mr. Harmon.
Thank you for that information and for your advocacy, as always. Mr. Harmon, these are very serious allegations, sir, and they are assaultive allegations. The court is waiving formal reading under a plea of not guilty, scheduling 2 court dates. You must attend a probable cause conference September the 4th. You have a right to a preliminary examination September the 10th, both at 8:30 a.m. 36th District Court in front of Judge Archer. You'll get both hearings will be held via Zoom, Mr. Harmon, which is an off-site streaming technology. You'll get information on how to connect before you're released, but it's your responsibility to connect on time. Mr. Harmon, the court takes into consideration the information provided by your counsel, lack of capious history, the current epidemic facing the nation, the serious allegations as well as the assaultive charges before the court, and employment status as stated as it relates to ability to post bond. During this bond, Mr. Harmon, you are not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon, and you're not to go back to the area or premises of 16156 Ardmore, Detroit, Michigan. And absolutely no contact during this bond, Mr. Harmon, with Novell Chaplin. No contact means no contact of any kind. No contact orally, in writing, through a third person at their place of residency, employment, or through any forms of social media. Absolutely no contact. You understand?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Thank you.
What
And
did
if
you
you're able, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I didn't hear what you said about the bond situation.
We haven't got to bond yet. Those were just conditions regarding bond. And also, if you're able to make bond based on the assaultive allegations as alleged in the investigator's report, as well as the statements allegedly made, you're to be fit with a GPS tether. Given the information placed on the record, bond on this matter will be set $7,010%. That's $700 bond, Mr. Harmon. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I'm going to county. Huh? Good thing. So now I can leave.
Hello, sir. My name is David Hardrick.
Hello, Mr. Hardwick. Good afternoon. You're here for case number 200598844, People's State of Michigan versus David Hardwick, also known as David T. Hardwick. Counselor?
Your Honor, Justice Shriver, on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Hardwick, my client waives formal reading understands his constitutional rights and stands true.
Court waive formal reading, enter a plea of not guilty. Court scheduling a probable cause conference, sir, on September the 16th, which is a Wednesday, 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of Judge Archer. Mr. Hardwick, that matter will be heard via Zoom. That's an off-site streaming technology. You'll get information on how to connect for that hearing before you're released, but that's your responsibility to connect on time. Is that understood?
Yes, sir. Also, I would like to say, sir, I haven't been in no trouble since 1999.
Besides a conviction for a felony the court sees in 2008.
That was a
Correct.
marijuana trafficking. Yeah, that was marijuana
Right.
trafficking. It was nothing assaulted, sir.
That's not what you said. You said no trouble.
Thank you for clarifying that to the court. This is your attorney speaking. I do want to remind you that this is being recorded, so if you go into any facts or anything else, it will be used against you. So for your own protection, please do not go into any of the facts of the case, okay?
Esteban.
Your Honor, my client is 54 years old, lives in Detroit, school life. He finished the 12th grade. He is unemployed at the moment due to COVID, but he is getting unemployment. Your Honor, it appears that the complaining witness is in the hospital because of chemo that she's getting, which the defendant was taking her to take care of her. So I don't think no contact will be in 2 years, especially as the report is considered.
Thank you. Ms. Hardwick, these are very serious felony allegations, and the court's aware of your prior felony convictions, including the 08 conviction, and concerning is your conviction in 94 for an unarmed robbery. You have a retail fraud conviction. Those are all something the court takes into consideration, as well as the epidemic facing the nation, a lack of capious history, employment status as counsel stated, lack of as it relates to ability to post bond, serious nature as alleged in the complaint, as well as the investigator's report. Mr. Hardwick, during this bond, sir, you are not to purchase or possess a firearm or any other dangerous weapon, and you have absolutely no contact with Sandra Cryer. No contact, sir, means no contact of any kind. No contact orally, in a writing, through a third person at their place of residency, employment, or through any forms of social media. Absolutely no contact. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
And if you're able to you're going to be released on a personal bond, sir, and prior to release, you're to be fit with a GPS tether. Given the information placed on the record, bond will be set $14,000 personal bond. No contact with Miss Cryer, Mr. Hardwick. You're going to be monitored on a GPS tether. Any contact at all, you're likely to get locked back up just for violating. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. And one important question, sir. Since you're the judge, she's going through chemotherapy. I allowed her to stay at my house, which is my family house. How can I resolve that? Because the police that came to the scene said that she has a right to stay there just by her having medical papers being sent there. But there's no utility bills. There's no utility bills.
So, Mr. Hardwick, I can tell you, I can answer this question to you. You let her reside at that location, correct? Is that what you just said? So
yes,
that's
sir.
her residency as of now. That's where she resides. So you're not to have any contact with that residency. If that's where she's residing, I understand that it's your place or your family's place. But if that's her residency, you have a court date, September the 16th. You can readdress bond at any stage of the proceedings. But up until a judge tells you otherwise, do not go to her residency. That's where she resides. So you're not to go to that location.
No problem, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for the question, Mr. Hardwick. Listen to the court's orders. I hope it works out for you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Step back to the room.
Stand up, background, stage your full name.
Counsel, is this you? Your name, please? Thank you, officer, for grabbing Mr. Hunter. This is case 200-59842, People State of Michigan versus Dion Andrew Hunter, counselor.
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor. May it please the court, Daniel Reed, number 309-65, on behalf of Mr. Hunter. Mr. Hunter, state your name again for the record.
My name is Dion Andrew Hunter.
Your Honor, we waive before reading and stand muted this time.
Thank you, counsel. The court will wait formal reading, enter a plea of not guilty. Mr. Hunter, the court's scheduling a probable cause conference, sir, that you must attend Wednesday, September the 16th. That's 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of Judge Archer. Counsel, that matter and Mr. Hunter will be heard via Zoom. That's an off-site streaming technology similar to what we're using today. You'll get information, Mr. Hunter, before you're released on how to connect for that Zoom hearing, but that's your responsibility to connect on time. Not guilty's entered. That's the bond, sir.
Yes, Your Honor. We indicate for the record my client is 18 years of age. He's a lifelong resident of the city of Detroit. This is the first time he's ever been before the court for any criminal proceeding. I've known this man all my life. His grandmother is actually a member of my church, and I'm the pastor of the church. He's a good guy. I can assure the court he's going to appear on a date so designated. We ask the court to give him a personal bond this time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Hunter, your counsel, as always, has done well advocating on your behalf. And the court takes into consideration the information stated by your attorney. You have no criminal convictions or the court's aware of or any KPS history. This is a very serious felony allegation, Mr. Hunter, and it's important that you listen to the court so you don't get locked up just for not listening. Not only do you have to make your court date on time, during this bond, sir, you are not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon. Is that understood, Mr. Hunter?
Yes, sir.
Given the information, the charges, the nature of these charges, which are serious but non-assaultive, as well as the current epidemic facing the nation, ties to the community, and information placed on the record and contained in the investigator's report, bond on this matter will be set $7,000 personal bond. You're going to be released on a personal bond, Mr. Hunter. Listen to the court's orders. No weapons. Good luck, counsel. I hope it works out well for you, sir. Anything further?
Nothing further. We thank the court and have a good day.
You too.
Yes, sir.
Thank you again, officers, DDC. I appreciate the accommodations you all make always.
Number 13 has now been interviewed as well.
And we also have interviewed number 13, Eric Arnold.
Claudia.
What's that commercial that was like back in the day that would be like, I'm sorry, so sorry? What was that, like a Downy commercial? You know what I'm talking about? Huh? And they'd show a little baby and they was crying and then they'd sing that song. That's what I'm thinking about right now. Was that the paper towel? Was that song? You don't know the song. You're too young. Everybody here is too young. Sister Counsel, how do you know that was a Bounty commercial?
No,
That's the one I'm talking about. It was. How did that happen? I Googled and I was like, dang, she's right. Good afternoon, your name?
Jeremiah Reed Black.
Good afternoon, Mr. Reed Black. You're here for case number 200598847, People State of Michigan versus Jeremiah Christopher Reed Black, also known as Jeremiah Reed Black, Jeremiah Christoph Reed Black, Jeremiah Christoph Reed Black. Counsel.
Just to share about behalf of the defendant, Mr. Reed Black, my client waives formal reading, understands his constitutional rights, and stands mute.
Thank you. Court waive formal reading on their plea of not guilty. Mr. Reed Black, the court is scheduling a probable cause conference, sir. You must attend September the 16th, which is Wednesday, 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of Judge Jones. Mr. Reed Black, that will be heard via Zoom, which is an off-site streaming technology. You'll get information before you're released on how to connect for that Zoom hearing, but that's your responsibility to connect on time. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Thank you. Not guilty is entered. That's the bond.
Your Honor, my client is 23 years old, lived in Detroit his whole life, has no prior assaultive charges and convictions. He is self-employed as a mechanic. He's at Filter School now. He's got great community ties, family ties. This is a non-assaultive charge, although serious, and respectfully asking the court for personal bond.
Thank you. Mr. Reed Black, you had appears a Texas ID. Do you reside in Michigan or Texas?
Yeah, I'm in the process of moving back right now, so I mean it's just in the middle of everything right now.
Okay, but you're moving back to Michigan?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Reed Black, this is a very serious felony allegation. Court takes into consideration the information your attorneys provided to the court, as well as the epidemic facing the nation, no criminal convictions the court's aware of, or capious history. Court takes consideration the serious but non-assaultive charge, as well as the information alleged investigators report. During this bond, Mr. Reed Black, you are not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon. No weapons, understand?
Okay.
And the court takes into consideration the employment status essays and relates ability to post bond. For those reasons, Mr. Reed Black, your bond is set $7,500 personal bond. Good luck, sir.
I'll post that today.
What's that?
Okay, so if I post that today, I can get out.
You don't have to post any money, sir. The court's releasing you on a personal bond. You just have to listen to the court, no weapons, and make sure and attend that Zoom hearing September 16th, or else you're likely to get locked up just for not listening. Does that all make sense?
Yeah, I can't really hear you, but I hear you.
What? No, not really. I want you to really hear me. You have a court date September the 16th, and you cannot possess any weapons. If you fail to listen to the court, you're likely to get locked up. Is that all clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Good luck, sir. Good afternoon. Your name?
Yes, my name is Eric Christopher Arnold.
Thank you, Mr. Arnold. Mr. Arnold, you're here for case number 200598850, People State of Michigan versus Eric Christopher Arnold. Counsel.
Just to clarify, on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Arnold, my client waives formal reading, understands his constitutional rights, and stands mute.
Court waive formal reading on their plea of not guilty. Mr. Arnold, the court is scheduling a probable cause conference, sir, that you must attend Wednesday, September the 16th. That's at 8:30 a.m., 36th District Court in front of Judge King. Mr. Arnold, you'll get it's going to be heard via Zoom. That's an off-site streaming technology. Before you're released, you'll get information on how to connect for that Zoom hearing, but that's your responsibility to connect on time. Understand?
Yes, sir. I already have Zoom on my telephone.
Oh, great. And ahead of where I was. Not guilty is entered as the bond.
Your Honor, my client is 51 years old. The only prior that I'm aware of, Your Honor, is 20 years ago. He is employed at Great Lakes. In fact, he's graduated in the 12th grade, and given the pandemic, Your Honor, I'm respectfully asking for personal bond.
Great Lakes, what? Where are you working?
Great Lakes Security.
Okay. You don't have to carry a gun for that job, do you?
No, sir.
Okay, because you're not allowed to. Mr. Arnold, the court takes into consideration the information the attorneys provided. You have ties to the community, no capious history the court's aware of. This is a very serious allegation. The court notes the current epidemic facing the nation, as well as the lack of capious history in your employment status as stated as it relates to ability to post bond. During this bond, Mr. Arnold, you are not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapons. No weapons. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
All right. Given the information placed on the record, bond is set $10,000 personal bond. You're being released on a personal bond, Mr. Arnold. Your Zoom hearing is September the 16th. Good luck, sir. I hope it works out well for you.
All right, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
You have a blessed day.
Thank you, you too, Mr. Arnold. Thank you.
It's already on.
Over your nose.
Oh, I thought you said put it on. I'm like, it's already on.
Your name, please. Your name? DeJuan Murray. Good afternoon, sir. You're here for case number 200598849, People State of Michigan versus DeJuan Marcus Murray, also known as DeJuan Murray. Counsel.
Justice, on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Murray, my client waives formal reading, understands his constitutional rights, and stands muted.
Thank you, counsel. The court waived formal reading, enter plea of not guilty. Mr. Murray, the court is scheduling 2 court dates, sir, that you must attend them both. Probable cause conference, September the 2nd, which is the Wednesday. You have a right to a preliminary examination the following Wednesday, September the 9th, both at 8:30 a.m. at the 36th District Court in front of Judge Jones. Mr. Murray, both of those hearings will be heard via Zoom, which is an off-site streaming technology. You'll get information on how to connect for those court hearings before you're released, but that's your responsibility to connect on time. Do you understand? Thank you. Not guilty as to bond.
I didn't hear
What did you not hear, sir?
I didn't hear what time you said on the 2nd.
Oh, okay, thank you. Both 8:30 in the morning via Zoom, and that's September the 2nd, September the 9th, 8:30 via Zoom. Thank you. Not guilty. Sorry, counsel, go ahead.
Your Honor, my client is 23 years old, lived in Detroit his whole life. I believe he has no priors, Your Honor. He did graduate from the 12th grade. He knows the seriousness of these offenses, these allegations, and knows the consequences of not appearing to his next court date. He is employed doing DoorDash. I respectfully ask the court for a personal bond or a high personal bond, Your Honor, or to consider TPS.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Murray, these are very serious assaultive allegations. Court takes consideration the information your attorneys provided, ties to the community, epidemic facing the nation, employment status at DoorDash as it relates to ability to post bond, as well as the very serious assaultive allegations outlined in the complaint and detailed in the investigator's report. Mr. Murray, during this bond, you're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon, and absolutely no contact with Tony Curtis Solomon and no contact with Jaza Solomon. Sir, that means no contact of any kind, no contact orally, in writing, through a third person, at their place of residency, employment, or through any forms of social media. Absolutely no contact. Is that understood?
I got a question.
Go ahead.
I stay across the street from Jose Solomon, so how does that work?
You stay across the street from who?
I don't go over her house, so I mean, I wouldn't have no reason to be at her house, but again, I'm just letting you guys know that I do stay across the street from her. My apartment number is 658 apartment 2.
Do you have, go ahead. Do you have another place to go?
I have a sister, but
Counsel, go ahead.
I have my sister house, but
Mr. Murray, if the court is okay with it, could you assure the court that across the street, is it a little street or a main street, or can you describe the distance to us, please?
The name of the street is Eastmont Circle, but
No,
we
you
have
don't
a
have to say,
I'm telling
You
you,
don't have to
I
say the
mean,
name
just
of
in
the
case,
street.
I'm saying just in case you guys are familiar with the street. It's Ewon
No,
Circle.
Mr. Murray.
It's an island in
Keep,
between the street from the side of the street, right? This is
And
my
there-
property.
Okay, Mr. Murray, real quick, is there any reason why you would be across the street?
Not at all.
Okay,
those are all great questions, counsel, and I appreciate that. And it clarifies it for the court. So, Mr. Murray,
I just
so
wanted to
Mr.
make
Murray,
sure.
and then we're explaining that to you, and your counsel has done a very good job at describing it to the court. So, Mr. Murray, when I say no contact, that means no contact of any kind, and that's at her place of residency. So, as described, you're across the street with an island in between. There's no reason for you to cross that street. If she's on your side of the street, you go into the home. There's no reason for you to have any contact with her at all, period. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so, and no contact through social media, through any third parties, through any friends, no contact, period. Is that clear? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And based on the information alleged in investigators report, prior, if you're able to make bond, you're to be fit with the GPS tether. For the reasons stated in investigators report placed on the record, bond will be set 5,000, 10%. That's a $500 bond, Mr. Murray. Good luck, sir.
thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Your Honor, co-counsel is having a very difficult time interviewing the remaining that are on the list due to issues with camera 2 and audio. So if there's any way counsel could get on camera 1 or have DDC check the probably.
What do we have? 2 people left? 2 males?
We have number 1, 2.
No, just the males.
Oh, sorry. 2 people
DDC
left. Yes, Your Honor.
officers.
Yes.
So it looks like we got 2 males left: Alfred Taylor and Dion Williams.
Yes.
The
Yes, Your Honor, yes.
council. Thank you both. Council's indicated that camera 2 is not working properly. I can shut down in here on camera 1. Is it okay if you bring them to the camera 1 and so they can get interviewed? And then once they finish interviewing these last 2 gentlemen, we'll get back on the camera. Does that work for you?
That's fine.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you both. Thank you both. So just bring them to camera 1 for interview. And then once they finish, we'll call you back. Thank you, sir.